I think all it truly comes down to is for each individual person to acknowledge the elephant in their room. What elephant do you see? Because I personally have noticed the pink one wrapped in snakes. What I mean by that is, I think when you look at the fact that medicine as a whole is still just under this big umbrella of making money, why is there a sales portion? Let me take this off. Why is there a sales portion to medicine in any way? I don't care what righteous, fucking legitimate way you want to give it to me. I don't personally get it. So, who are these people that we're so worried about in terms of shareholders? So let's look this up. Pfizer. Albert Borla. All right, Albert. Albert, I just want to see how much money you make. I just want to know how much money you got. His salary is $1.8 million. He gets zero bonuses. Value of stock awards, 4.8. Value of options awards, 9.9. What are these fucking awards? This is what I mean, man. People want to say that this next generation or whatever was given too many rewards. I don't know. Speaks for itself. Non-equity incentive plan compensation 7. Oh, that was the Okay, my bad. The total he made this year or last year actually was 24,648,727. Now, by the way things are priced in general, that is retirement money. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. If you are just passively making even $60,000, which by every stretch of the imagination barely does anything for you in this world anymore. You cannot actually retire on dividends that are only paying you 60,000 a year. You just can't. You can't retire that way. But man, I think you can use it as an employee. If I'm thinking about $1 million in each dividend account, you're making 60,000. That's very liberal, conservative. I don't know. I don't want to touch that. But I think you have 24 little employees that just work from the stock markets, made up money in the ether because we don't actually have enough physical dollars to account for all the money everybody actually has. Take out cash, have cash. Seriously. At the end of the day, physical is real. It's like watching VR porn, or you could just have an actual woman. But back on track, $24.3 million. Beside it being retirement money, how old are you? He's 63 years old. And how long has he been the Pfizer president? 6 years, 9 months. Albert Barella, and starting first year Pfizer salary. Let's see if we can get anything. Maybe we can. Maybe AI gives us something. Salary was 1.6 million from the jump. Dude, I don't know what to tell you besides, like, dude, you won. You won Monopoly. You won the game. I don't understand why we have medical patents behind, like, why do we have medical patents? That's the video I'm talking about, so go check it out right here, probably. Either way, at the end of the day, it really does go back. There's only so many grasshoppers and there's more ants. Why are we they theming? Why are we putting each other into groups? Let's just all agree that we're human. And if we're all human, if I take you into the room next over and go, hey man, like, you've been making my life kind of difficult and you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. And I'm asking you as a human being, can you stop doing what you're doing? Can we find a compromise at the very least? I'm always willing to compromise. Let's see how we can do this. Let me broker this. I don't understand how you can make this much money and not actually fix so much of the world. And maybe, man, every conspiracy theorist out there is a fucking idiot. And maybe he is actually trying to help to the best of his capabilities. Maybe Albert is building a fucking secret lab that the FDA can't know about so he can come up with an Iron Man-esque type solution to cancer and vaccinations. Maybe it's they want to sterilize us. Maybe they are slowly trying to get rid of us. So, if we're going to quantify all of this experience that we're having by the value of the amount of dollars, just the amount of dollars that we have, if we're going to do that, can we keep living with the consequences? Because everybody agrees, no, we do not like death. And it makes us question, why are we at war? And was thinking to myself, should I even post this on screen? Because maybe this is too aggressive. And it says, warmongers should always be at the front of the line. If you're going to profit this much, to kind of make this make sense, if you're going to profit this much and go through all these trials and potentially killing many animals along the way, even Elon has admitted to the fact that, yeah, things die during the process and he tries to mitigate it. You know what I mean? Maybe they try to mitigate it. I don't know. There's two sides, there's three sides, there's a million different sides. Everybody has an opinion. But I think if I'm going to sum this all up, the nurses, the medical staff, the people who just handle the coding side of things, you know, when you think about, say, an IP can be hard code embedded into something. And the reason it's done is so if a medical device is stolen from a hospital, taken away from the central management system, the people who created it will be alerted and shut it down. Sounds great in theory, security, but we're also giving up a little bit of freedom. We're giving up that freedom because we don't have trust in each other. I think that's a really big elephant in the room here. We don't have trust. It's very easy to not have trust in somebody. And I think you always have to be truthful. And as somebody who hasn't always been truthful, I'm not even going to say human. It's not an excuse. I just haven't been, but I want to always be. And I've taken the steps to every single day I go, cool, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. To the point where it's no longer like something I even think about. Cool, I didn't have to lie to nothing. It becomes part of your nature. If we look at each other as individuals and go, hey man, how can we actually fix this problem? Because the guys that are so far at the top can't really see what's going on down here. And maybe they really do have the greatest intentions in mind. But maybe the quote of the road to hell is paved with good intentions is real. Possibly. So I think at the end of the day, some takeaways are almost 7 years into this job, you have made an aggressive amount of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, especially by the way that you probably invest. You you've made so much money, the average person can never quantify that in their brain. Maybe start thinking about being on the front lines. Maybe start thinking if I'm going to make this much money, maybe I should be the first one to actually get something stuck in my arm. If you're so confident in what you want to do for people and really believe it's for the best. And it's not something like, hey, you know that ground up or Roundup pesticide or whatever that we're putting in food? Here, because it's so non toxic, do you want to drink a cup of it? Do you? You're so confident in it, and maybe you have the intentions, but you rush things because there's always sales involved. So I believe people will make the right decision. I don't want to put anybody in a column, in a group. How about everybody just look at each other and go, things need cleaning up around? You know, people in hospitals, doctors will go, hey man, I've made so much money. Chill on that. How do we actually fight inflation? How do you bring all of that down? I'm just a guy with no success sitting behind a desk in front of a camera. I have opinions. These are my thoughts.